The last video we made about the 5 changes Hogwarts Legacy 2 needs received an absolutely insane number of comments. And while I was reading through them, I paid close attention to which idea people seemed to agree on the most. By far the biggest thing that stood out to me was how many people kept asking for the Triwizard Tournament. People genuinely want to see this system in the second game, and honestly, I completely agree with them. Because in my opinion, the Triwizard Tournament could easily be one of the best and most exciting additions Hogwarts Legacy 2 could possibly have. And the interesting part is that people weren't just saying, add the tournament. They were also explaining in detail why they wanted. In a lot of the comments, people said they already got to experience the joy of exploring Hogwarts in the first game, and now they want to see something different in the sequel. And honestly, I think the Triwizard Tournament creates the perfect opportunity for that. Because with this system, we'd not only get the chance to experience the wizarding world on a much larger scale, but also meet students from different schools, talk to them, build friendships or rivalries, and experience completely new types of missions. This is exactly where the Triwizard Tournament becomes such a powerful idea. Because this tournament isn't just a nostalgic detail Harry Potter fans remember. It's also a structure that could completely transform both the story and the gameplay of the game. Suddenly, Hogwarts stops being just a school where we attend classes and pick up quests. It becomes a massive stage where wizards from all over the world gather, and where competition, mystery, and danger all collide together. Just imagine it for a second. Durmstrang students arrive at Hogwarts. They come from a harsher, more disciplined environment, maybe even with an education system that leans closer to dark magic. Their arrival alone could completely change the atmosphere of the school. You could have more tense stares in the hallways, far more aggressive rivalries in the dueling arenas, and all kinds of rumors spreading among the students. This wouldn't just mean adding new characters. It would completely shift the social balance of Hogwarts itself. At the same time, the arrival of Beauxbatons students could bring a completely different vibe to the game. Students coming from a more elegant and unique magical culture could add an entirely new layer to the Hogwarts environment we're used to. Their style of magic, the way they speak, the way they behave, and even how they approach competition could make the game world feel much richer. Hogwarts would no longer feel like the single center of the wizarding world, but rather one important part of a much bigger universe. And honestly, I think this is one of the biggest things Hogwarts Legacy 2 truly needs. The world expanding, but not just in terms of map size culturally as well. Seeing other wizarding schools would show us how magic is taught in different societies, how wizards from other countries think, and how different traditions outside Hogwarts can actually be. That doesn't just add new locations to the game, it adds real depth to the entire universe. The Triwizard Tournament would also be a perfect opportunity for character relationships. For example, maybe we constantly clash with a powerful rival from Durmstrang at first. We could have tense moments with them in the hallways, face them in duels, and see them as a direct enemy. But as the story progresses, maybe we realize they're not as bad as we originally thought. Or maybe we form a secret alliance with a Beauxbatons student, and that alliance could even influence the outcome of the tournament itself. Relationships like these would make the game feel far more alive. Because instead of only talking to NPCs who hand out quests, we'd actually build connections with characters who truly matter to the story. Some would help us, some would try to manipulate us, and some might secretly be part of a larger mystery from the very beginning. If the game builds this kind of structure properly, the tournament would stop feeling like just a competition and instead become a growing social, emotional, and political conflict inside Hogwarts itself. And on the story side, the Triwizard Tournament could be used in incredibly powerful ways as well. Since the tournament would bring a huge number of foreign students, teachers, and guests to Hogwarts, it would create the perfect scenario for enemies to secretly infiltrate the school. While everyone is focused on the tournament, a much darker plan could slowly unfold in the background. Someone could use the chaos and the crowds to research forbidden magic, uncover an ancient secret, or try to reach a hidden power buried somewhere inside Hogwarts. That would add a constant sense of suspicion to the story. Is that student from the rival school really just a competitor, or are they part of something bigger? Could one of the professors be hiding something? Are the tournament challenges actually safe, or is someone intentionally placing deadly traps inside them? Questions like these would make the game's pacing feel much more engaging and intense. But there's one very important line here. When I say I want the Triwizard Tournament in the game, I do not want them to directly copy the exact tasks from Harry Potter. The Dragon Challenge, the Lake Challenge, and the Maze are already iconic scenes burned into our memories. If Hogwarts Legacy 2 simply repeats them exactly, it would feel less like a new experience and more like a gamified recreation of an old scene. What I want instead are completely new challenges that still capture the same spirit. For example, one of the tournament tasks could take place inside a forgotten ancient magical area hidden beneath Hogwarts itself. And here, the player wouldn't just have to fight enemies. They'd also need to solve ancient symbols, use the correct spells, and understand the logic of the environment around them. Another challenge could take place in a cursed region of the Forbidden Forest we've never seen before, where the forest itself reacts against the player. Trees could block pathways, creatures could behave differently depending on which spells are used, and the environment itself could constantly change. Another challenge could focus entirely on flying and reflexes, but it shouldn't just be something simple like flying through rings on a broomstick. Imagine a far more cinematic challenge, where we're flying through violent storms, avoiding magical obstacles, and maybe even escaping attacks from a massive creature while trying to reach certain objectives. That way, the tournament challenges wouldn't just revolve around use powerful spells and win, but would instead feel like real trials designed to test completely different skills. The preparation process for the tournament could also be extremely important. Choosing which spells to specialize in, deciding which professor to ask for help from, training with certain friends, or researching a rival's weaknesses could all add serious depth to the game. And if these preparations actually influence the outcome of the tasks, players would truly feel like they're participating in a real tournament instead of just being dragged from one mission to another by the story. The tournament should also change daily life at Hogwarts itself. Students in the Great Hall should constantly debate who's going to win. Rumors should spread through the common rooms. Some students should support us while others want to see us fail. Professors should react differently depending on our performance, and students from rival schools should either respect us or look down on us based on our actions. Details like these would make the school feel like it's genuinely living through a major event. In the first game, Hogwarts looked visually incredible, but at times it still felt a little too much like a static backdrop. The Triwizard Tournament would be the perfect opportunity to change that, because this event would affect everyone inside the school. The atmosphere of classes would change, student conversations would change, the energy in the hallways would change, and even certain areas of the castle could be redesigned for tournament preparations. Hogwarts would no longer feel like just a place to explore, but like a living school that actively reacts to events happening around it. This system could also give the player a true sense of representation. If we're competing on behalf of Hogwarts, then everything we do should carry weight. When we succeed, our house should feel proud of us. When we fail, some students should criticize us. Rival schools should talk about us. Even house points, reputation systems, or friendship relationships could shift depending on our tournament performance. A structure like this would make the players' decisions feel far more meaningful. And honestly, I think the greatest strength of the Triwizard Tournament is its ability to connect multiple systems together at the same time. It creates mystery for the story, introduces brand new gameplay opportunities, makes school life feel more dynamic, deepens character relationships, and expands the wizarding world beyond Hogwarts itself. So this isn't just one of those ideas that would simply be cool to have. If done correctly, it could become one of the core foundations of Hogwarts Legacy 2. One of the biggest reasons people loved the third and fourth Harry Potter stories so much was because of this exact atmosphere. On one side, you had school life, but on the other side, you also had darker threats, bigger mysteries, and a much larger wizarding world. Hogwarts Legacy 2 could absolutely capture that same balance. It doesn't need to become a completely dark game, but it also shouldn't remain just a school simulator either. It could become a powerful adventure that combines both elements together. That's why I genuinely want the Triwizard Tournament to play a major role in the second game. Not as a tiny reference, not as a simple side activity with a few quests, but as a massive structure placed directly at the center of the story. If schools like Durmstrang and Beauxbatons are included, then with new characters, new secrets, new rivalries, and new gameplay ideas, Hogwarts Legacy 2 could become a far more unforgettable game. So what do you think about all of this? Would you actually want to see the Triwizard Tournament in Hogwarts Legacy 2? Do you think schools like Durmstrang and Beauxbatons should be included in the game? And if the tournament does appear, what kind of challenges would you want to see? Would you prefer darker and more dangerous tasks, or completely creative challenges with unique magical mechanics? Make sure to leave all your thoughts down in the comments because honestly, some of the best ideas for videos like this genuinely come from you guys. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next video, and take care.